Nagyon sok szeretettel köszöntök mindenkit. Itt is vagyunk a Thronebreaker végigjátszásunk 7. részénél, amiben Malcolmben tartott kalandjainkat folytatjuk tovább. A tegnapi rész folyamán a fő küldetés szálig értünk el, úgyhogy itt folytatjuk a fő küldetés szálunkat. Illetve a tegnapi részben elhagyott bennünket a szörnyű vadász lelkipásztorunk, Eik, úgyhogy akit érdekel, hogy milyen körülmények között, az visszanézheti a videót a Twitch-en. Na, kezdjünk is vele. Nézzük meg, mivel állunk szemben. Ez elég szörnyfészeknek néz ki. Tele van gúlokkal.
Neve's force neared Davor's abyss. Signs of beastly feasting were not hard to find. Countless paw and claw tracks were impressed in the blood-stained snow. Among the boulders, bones picked clean were strewn about. Gascon lifted one from the ground.
Empty inside,
He said.
Something sucked out the marrow.
Az igen.
Neve's soldiers feigned indifference to the grisly sight. They marched on, their stepped rhythm unwavering, a song on their lips. Yet hearing a slight tremolo in their voices, Neve knew they merely sought to drown out their fear. A moment later, a commander's horn sounded, the signal to halt. The Queen galloped to the fore of the column and found herself at the edge of a vast, round hole in the ground. She could not see the bottom. Neve drew her reins tight to prevent her mount from taking even one step forward.
What is this? A crater? A desiccated lake?
Hát nem egészen. Itt csak a törpék bányáztak. Mória bányáiban. Hát igen.
A mine of the strip variety.
Gabor explained.
Treasures we picked and shoveled for here. Diamonds. Till we happened on the beasts, that is.
What now?
Orion's a dam. Holds back a lake. If we can break it, water'll rush in, fill the abyss and the tunnels from which the beasts emerge. Just need to get around the mine first. Way down's on the other side.
Könnyű azt mondani.
Neve squinted and gazed into the distance. Indeed, there was the dam. And at its foot, a swarm of beasts roiled about. Her soldiers gazed at their queen expectantly, their arms at the ready. She knew well they would rush into battle, in spite of their fear.
Gabor!
Neve cried out over the whirling wind.
Have you bards here in Mahakam?
Course, your grace.
Then we shall give them good reason to compose this day. On the themes of courage, of heroism, of Lyria! Gee up!
And with that cry, the queen spurred her mount, grabbed a banner, and raising it high over her head, rushed headlong at the horrid swarm.
Hát meglátjuk, hogy lehet neki charge-ot adni. Mert ha order, akkor Xaviervel alapból tudunk neki adni 4-et. De hogy a többivel mi lesz? Jó, Xavier meg is van. Te nem kell lesz, te se kell lesz. Az jó. Nem. Mi maradhat? Hát...
There's the way down. We need to break through and destroy the dam.
Left, right, left, right.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Getting to work.
Able is to your command. Aye. Armor won't serve them.
Watch your heads!
Na, akkor így.
Catch!
Ah, should have listened to me old lady.
Your Grace, monsters approach from all sides.
Ez nem számít.
Not supposed to be any smoke.
Mennyit ütünk? 2-t. Akkor ezt megöljük, meg ezt, és akkor abba bele tudunk ütni. Jó.
You sure about that? Excellent! The dam's about to give!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Szerintem ezzel meg is nyerjük.
It worked! Look at those scanners flounder!
Excellent work!
And indeed, bards sang of this battle soon after. for no claws or fangs could break through the wall of shields the Lyrians raised that day, and no scales could protect the beasts from the Lyrians' stinging arrows and blades.
Fight! Do not relent! Let us show these beasts! It is they who should fear us!
The Queen shouted. In the end, the beasts turned to flee, yet Maeve's force cut off any chance of escape. A solid wall of men began to push the monsters ever closer to the edge of Davor's abyss. Pressed from all sides, the horrors began slipping over the precipice, screeching terribly as they fell.
Blood. Vér! Hú, de durván meg van animálva.
Silence came at last. The Queen stood at the edge of the precipice, breathing heavily, leaning on her sword. From the depths of the mine came muted growls and groans.
Let's flood the damn hole,
Hissed Gabor.
before any other shite crawls out of it.
A rush of icy water suddenly rose, then just as abruptly plunged into the mine, flooding the pit. And where once lay Davor's abyss, now lay Davor's pond. Maeve descended back into the pass, exhausted and covered in beastly blood, yet also exceedingly pleased. She was one step closer to dwarven support in the war against Nilfgaard. Once the Lyrians had put some distance between themselves and the now destroyed monster lair, Maeve ordered her men to pitch camp. Then she sent the quartermaster off for food and drink. The soldiers lit campfires, then set aside their weapons. Soon after, lively music and song could be heard throughout the camp.
Your Majesty,
Reynard said from behind Maeve's back.
a messenger from the Elder-in-Chief.
The Queen turned to see a dwarf in a richly adorned jerkin and a shako with golden seams. She stifled her laugh into a smile and lifted her chin proudly, expecting praise and a pledge of aid in the war against Nilfgaard.
Mindjárt mondja a törpezető, hogy tiszta bolondok vagytok, mit csináltatok a bányámmal? Tuti, hogy ez lesz.
My lady, your daring deeds have come to the Elder's attention.
Said the dwarf in a measured voice.
He's positively irate and demands an explanation.
Irate? But why? I and my men, we've aided you greatly.
Elder Hugh awaits at the Long Bridge. You'd be wise not to keep him there any length of time.
And with that, all the Queen's enthusiasm for a celebration was instantly gone. She waited until the fires expired and the songs died down, then gave the order to march.
Na szedjük össze a dolgokat. De sok fa, de sok fa meg arany. Térképpel hogy állunk? Ó, itt van egy golden chest. Itt vár a hídnál, vagy melyik hídnál vár? A fentinél? Ennél a hídnál. Hát várjon nyugodtan, majd megyünk. Na akkor megnézzük, hogy a Blood az mit csinál. Nem tudom. Mi, hogyha pont a jó lapot diszkardolja. Viszont most már megnézhetjük a fejlesztést. Hát nem tudom. Ezek rettentő sok fába kerülnek, de hát... Na nézzük csak. Hát ez egy gyengébb Odo vagy Xavier. Hát csinálunk egy ilyet. Szerintem jár mindegyikért egy teljesítmény a Steam fiókon belül, hogyha mindjárt mondom itt a workshopban minden egyes sorban, ami van. Szerintem az alkimistáért is járhat. Meg ezért az adeptér is. Előre nem költök többet. A 3-at kifejlesztettünk teljesen. Ebbe is tudnánk fejleszteni, szerintem ennek a zónának a végére ezt is ki tudnánk fejleszteni. És akkor már csak ez maradna. Beraktuk a... nem hiszem. Be akarom tenni a csapatomba azt, akit fejlesztettük, a szepőt. Így. Készülünk a Training Grounds-al, a Mess Tent-tel, a Royal Tent-tel. Az irányító sátrat kell még kifejleszteni, de az még ráérős, meg ezeket lehet, de ezek is ráérnek igazság szerint. Valami új szöveg nincs. Na, 600 arany. Az jó. Na te mit árulsz, testvér? Ennyi szeretnek áskálódni ezek a törpék. Ez a kulcs az ide kell felé, nem? Ehhez. Meg van hozzá a kulcsunk. Jó lenne egy altárt találni. És a Vidmár klánnak a területére érkeztünk. Ami nem tudom még egyelőre mit jelent. De nagy hóvihar van. Te mit csinálsz?
Frozen, all. Only the banner moves. Blown by the wind.
Downright poetic. Prime material for a ballad. Perhaps even a whole saga.
Ah, ez egy easter egg. Nagyon jó. Ez a Banner szagának az easter eggje. Ha nem játszottatok vele, az egy nagyon remek kis játék. ilyen Heroes-ra hajazó, a Heroes szériára hajaz a harcrendszere, és ilyen vikinges stílusban van a rajzvilága, de nagyon jó. Na nézzük meg, mi van itt.
Gazing towards the horizon, Meve noticed a dark shape outlined against the mantle of snow that lay on the ground. It proved a tower, toppled and broken in pieces. Around it lay the ruins of other buildings, blocks hewn out of basalt rock protruding from the permafrost.
That'd be the Clan Vidmar ruins,
said Gabor, hollering over the wind.
rich ones. Had their clan seat here till earth tremors turned all into dust. Hundreds of dwarves lived here once, and now, not a living soul.
Help! Save me!
On the contrary, there was someone midst the ruins, and said someone was clearly in trouble. Meve ordered her men to find the unfortunate soul. They returned moments later, leading a dwarf whose teeth chattered. They had found him in a ruined building where he'd sought shelter from ghouls. Judging by his appearance, the dwarf had spent the better part of a week there.
Ez jó. Gábor mondja, hogy nincs itt senki, egyetlen élő fia sincs itt. És akkor egyből, segítség! Hát igen.
Marco Vidmar, they call me.
He said, patting down unkempt hair that seemed to reach in all directions.
I came here seeking a family heirloom, lost in the tremors and the chaos they caused. I ken the chamber where it ought to be, but, well, beasts made their lair there. I cannot drive them off on my own. But bold warriors like yous ought to cut them down in a jiffy. So, will you help?
Hogy ne segítenénk?
I too have lost my home, estate,
said the Queen.
so I understand well what you feel. I shall help you recover your heirloom. Call it a whim.
Mirko Vidmar's face lit up. Though he'd spent a week besieged and eating stale biscuits, and though there was a hoarfrost in his beard, he quickly trotted to the front of the column and led the Lyrian soldiers to the underground chamber. As promised, beasts awaited there.
Na, akkor megint szörnyek ellen harcolunk. Legalább gyorsított csata. Kutyát nem. Szavé jó, a nőt nem akarom, őket nem. Kisdobos az jöhet, ilyeszt nem kell.
The ruins! From there they come! Drive them back!
Akkor ezt ki tudjuk játszani.
Left, right.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
I smell a leak.
Hát ő kap damage-et és akkor visszajön. Köszönöm.
You mad? Don't shake that!
Mindegy, visszadobálja majd úgyis.
As ordered. All right, that's no problem.
15. Akkor erre tudunk ütni 9-et, erre 6-ot. Ezt meg tudjuk ölni. És tudunk még hívni egységeket.
Should have listened to me old lady.
Jó, és befejezzük a körünket. És vissza is jött az egysége.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
I'm a war servant.
So much anger and suffering. For what?
3 damage. Az pont jó lesz erre.
Oh, sorry, turnips back for an encore.
Három, egyet tudok ideütni. Meg egyet ütünk ide is. Visszahozom a ők is bolondunkat. Az úr villáma. Puff. Mivel rukkolsz még elő? Számunkra. Hoppá! Ez nem csinált semmit.
I think you'll really like this one.
Again and again and again.
Let's get a move on before any others show up.
Na hát ez egy könnyű győzelem volt.
As soon as the fight was done, Mirko Vidmar ran towards a crate that stood on a pedestal, slipping on the now bloody floor. When the dwarf lifted the lid, precious stones spilled out.
Your heirloom? This?
Asked the queen, rather puzzled.
I thought a pipe that belonged to your grandfather more likely.
Hát körülbelül. Na, ez mi?
Seems to me brother Mirko wasn't wholly candid with us. This here's no heirloom, no family souvenir. It's the treasure trove of Clan Vidmar. We thought it gone for good.
Pressed for the truth, Mirko admitted no family sentiment had prompted this expedition. The dwarf had planned to leave Mahakam and start a new life among humans. Yet he did not wish to do so without sizable capital.
Hát...
I can't stand to stay here a moment longer. The days, all of them, they're identical. Rise with the first cockscrow, march in double file to the latrine, crap on command, 12 hours down the shaft and home to sleep.
Mirko complained.
Want a wifey? Put in an application, in triplicate. Care to snip your beard? Elders got to approve it. You want to add buttermilk, not cream, to your mushroom soup? Clan council's got to debate it. How's a dwarf not to get balmy?
Végül is igaza van.
I understand the lad, no two ways about it.
Gabor sighed.
But I feel it's my duty to remind yous that what Mirko's going and doing here, well, there are laws. Treasure's due the Elder-in-Chief, not to Mirko, that's one. Second, any dwarf that wants to leave Mahakam can't take nothing but his breeches, his dixie, and his coat. So, brief like, consider well afore you make your decision, Your Grace.
Hát szerintem a Elder-in-Chiefnek visszaadjuk a pénzt. Mert igazság szerint először is mi nem azért jöttünk segíteni, hogy ő gazdag legyen, meg hogy meglopja az izét, hanem hogy a családi tárgyait, meg ereklyeit összeszedjük. Aztán meg itt lopkodja a Widmar klánnak a vagyonát, ami a időseket illeti, a vezetőket.
I sympathize, Mirko,
said Neve.
but I'm a crowned head. I must decline. National interest requires I show the greatest possible care for my relations with Elder-in-Chief Hugh. Yet in aiding you, I could sour those greatly. I shall return the treasure to him, I must. While you do what you will.
Mirko Vidmar swore under his breath, then jostled his way through the Lyrian infantry and into the mountains, towards human lands.
Mit akarsz mutatni? Content. Ja igen, kaptunk ilyen új spellt. Hát igen, de ez csak egy sorba erősíti az egységeket. Nem tudom, a lírai kürt az eddig egyik legjobb lapom. Torony magasan. Ami elég furi igazság szerint. Mit nem mondjak. Na irány fölfelé. Ohó, végre nem vagyok. Teljesen a morálom nincsen a béka feneke alatt.
The Lyrians rode a narrow, winding path along the rocky ridge. To one side were ice-covered boulders, to the other, a chasm hundreds of feet deep.
They could have at least erected some barriers.
Complained Gascon, knocking snow from his cap.
Got plans for that?
Gabor said.
Just need to decide how high to make them.
What?
Think. Should they be the height of your average dwarf or a human? The debate's gone on for 20 years. On the one hand, you've got...
Gabor did not finish his discussion. He was interrupted by the Baba Ghazi that jumped down from the rocks.
Archers, shoot! Aim for underbelly!
Neve's soldiers made quick work with the lone monster. But the sound of battle spooked the horses harnessed to one of her wagons.
Whoa there! Whoa, damn it!
The driver tried to rein in the animals, but could not. They dragged him into the chasm along with his cart and the soldiers riding in it. They landed a few dozen feet below on a rocky outcropping. A moment later, Baba Ghazis swarmed everywhere.
Did you see how they fared? Anyone left alive?
Asked Neve, leaning over the cliff edge.
Worry more about their cargo.
Gascon replied.
They were also carrying chests of gold.
Blast. We can't get down there. Too steep and the snow keeps falling.
We can lower ourselves down a line. But without armor, shields, or heavy weapons, otherwise it will snap.
And the Baba Ghazis?
The Queen said, brow raised.
We shan't kill them with daggers. They're too thick of armor.
We'll have to try. Or continue on our way.
You only live once.
Neve sighed.
Gascon, round up some volunteers and let us move out.
Moments later, The queen was lowering herself down a line straight towards the gaping maw of a Barbagazi, her only armor a woolen shirt.
Ez kemény lesz. Le kell szednünk ezt a Barbagazit. Na hát lássuk, miből élünk. Kutya nem, mert azt úgyis be tudjuk hozni. Odó maradhat, ő nem kell, ő se kell. Hát az íjászra nincs szükségünk. Jó, itt van Xavier. Nagyszerű. Igazságszentese kell, az maradhat.
Careful! No one try to be a hero!
Again and again and again.
Nem tudom mit csinál, de nincs kedvem megtudni, úgyhogy meglőjük, megütjük.
Aye. Armor won't sell them.
Bereft of sword and shield, Meve could not withstand a single blow. She thus danced atop the frozen snow, deftly dodging the Barbagazi's lightning-fast strikes, while delivering but a few well-aimed hits of her own, to their eyes, ears, and gaping jaws. When the last monster fell lifeless to the ground, Meve walked up to the shattered wagon. The soldiers it had carried were bruised, frostbitten, but alive.
Your Grace, we were sure you'd leave us.
A good ruler never abandons her folk.
Nor her gold.
Gascon interjected, while securing a rope to a chest. Soon enough, all were safely back on the path. The admiration Meve saw in her soldiers' eyes was in itself sufficient reward for her difficult battle.
Ah. Hát nem sok mindent látni. Aha. Ide csúszott le a vagonunk. Szekérkénk. Útjelző, ide feljövünk. Na nézzük ezt a puzzle-t, miből áll. Jó, nézzünk be. Mink van? Fú, de furi egységek ezek. Assza minden. Rendesen regény van hozzájuk írva. Ezt később jobb lesz felhasználni. Most mi történik? Nem értem. Nem értem. Nem tudtam semmit kijátszani. Ebbe a sorban nem tudok rakni. Na most engem.
Gods are blowing fair winds the day.
Roach! Ja, hogy ezzel tudok gazdálkodni. Tehát most tudok ilyet kijátszani. Következő körben meg tudnánk ölni a...
Yes, Dwan.
Ez ilyen nagyon furi puzzle volt. A hóvihar. Na, és ezeket a ládákat, meg ilyeneket megkapjuk, érted? Ez nagyon jó. Hát mondjuk nem sok fát adsz, de... A semminél több. Beszélgessünk csak.
Welcome to me inn. We've many folk today, but there's always room enough for more. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Good to see. We've many folk to...
A hóvihar az mit csinál? Azt mondja, itt van. Érdekes. Hol megyünk? Így erre, jó.
Hefty mantle of fresh snow today. Got a blow before too long. Bring a rush down. Oh, cold as up a shile. Braving the snow in those meagre courts, are ye? Truly. Throw yourselves here for a spell afore moving on. Snow falls down, teeth are chattering, winds are howling, frost are beating, la 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 la. Oh, go.
Most így karácsonyra közelettével ez vicces. Száncsengő, száncsengő, de. Igen, itt van egy... Ó, itt van még egy puzzle. Itt sok minden van. Ó, ez érdekes oda pont a hegy tetején. Jösszön, lesz a puzzle. Na nézzük. Ez elég bonyolultnak fog kinézni, meglátjuk, hogy játékon belül hogy néz ki. Mi a hősképességünk? Búszolunk egyen. Várjatok, hogy van ez? Ez meg a legkisebb, úristen. Akkor azt meg kell búszolni. És ezt kijátszunk. Erősítjük. volt olyan nehéz, mint gondoltam. A metán szivárgást azt hitték, hogy Valta eresztett egyet. És így, bocsánat, kérjenek bocsánatot Valtától. Ja, hogy tudunk építkezni, azt jelzi. Ezekkel kész vagyunk, nem? Ezekkel tudnánk foglalkozni, vagy ezekkel? Arra vagyok kíváncsi, hogy mindet ki lehet fejleszteni. Lesz annyi játékidő, hogy ezt mindet ki lehessen fejleszteni. Ezt fogjuk utoljára fejleszteni, valószínűleg először ezeket fogjuk. De egyenlőre nem akarom elkölteni az összes fát, ami nálam van. Nem azt akartam, hanem meg akartam nézni, hogy körülbelül mennyi fára lesz szükségünk. 1500. Abba az irányba fogunk menni. Ugye ebbe jöjjünk. Hát mindegy. Mindegy, olyan 6-7 ezer fára szükségünk lesz most egyenlőre. Úgyhogy addig nem jövünk be. Na, akkor a bal oldal képernyőnek. Menjünk nyugatra. Ó, az jó. Szörnyharc. És ez rendes csata, úgyhogy ez hosszú lesz. Jó, az ennyi dobosra nincs szükségünk. Rád biztos nincs, dobosra nincs, az jöhet. Hát egyenlőre maradjunk így. Ja?
I smell a leak.
Again and again and again.
For you, pal! Anything.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Egyenlőre Gábort visszahozom. És lezárom a körömet. Mert most elég jól állunk. És valószínűleg lehet passzolni fog közeljövőben. Hát...
Don't you worry yourself, Your Grace. We'll get it done in no time.
Más nincs itt, amit tudnánk. Na, megütjük ezt. Ide köpünk egy azúr tüzét. És befejezzük a kört. Mennyit ütünk? 4-et. Játsszuk ki a líriai kürtöt. És mivel 4-et ütünk, ezt be tudjuk fejezni. Nem tudom, mit csinál. Kicseréli a két sort. Jó, itt passzolni fog valószínűleg. És mi is passzolunk. Nem húzzuk tovább az időt. Még egy cserre lehetőségünk van. Elméletileg. 2, az nagyon jó. Mert ezeket kicseréljük. Kis dobost azt előhívjuk.
Right, left, right.
You mad? Don't shake that!
Ezt begyújtjuk.
Tell me you jest.
Your life is mine now. Getting to work.
Drummer Boyt felerősítjük.
Ah, should have listened to the old lady.
Again and again and again.
My favorite cut of lamb? The shank.
5-öt üt. Még egyenlőre nem, mert el tudjuk tárolni úgyis.
My spirit's willing and
I think you'll really like this one.
A sérült egységünk a kutya, de ő immunis, őre nem tudjuk rátenni. Kik legyenek az immunisak? Ők. Így tökéletes.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Leütjük őt is. Ó, már 7-et ütünk, akkor leütjük a hárpiát.
You sure about that?
A 15-ös boxolunk a Selmára.
Armor ward set.
Hát inkább most már damage-ra menjünk rá.
Looking to dance, mate?
És elpasszoljuk, innentől kezdve van, csak egy lapja van, amit nem sok mindent csinál. Na nézzük. Szörnyhusi. Szörnyhusi. Kis loot a faodvában. Kis loot. Szörnyhusi. Nagyszerű. Itt lesz egy társalgás, itt körbe kell mennünk. Ezek hát ilyen szarkofágoknak, vagy ilyen törpládáknak tűnnek. Az érdekes, itt mi van? Aha, tehát itt lesz fent a csücsökbe itt. Hogy állunk a ládákkal? Nem is tudom, nem is figyeltem mostanában. Ha már csak ez hiányzik, akkor meg vagyunk a ládákkal. Na hát az nagyon jó dolog. Akkor nem hagytunk el semmit.
Meave now witnessed a sorry sight. A mass funeral for miners killed due to a tragic convergence of events. Their lead caskets lay upon the snow, wreaths of hop cones laid upon them in turn. The mourners waited for the diggers to finish. The digging was tough, for the ground was frozen. As the crunch and thud of picks and shovels continued, the dead miner's foreman scrambled onto a boulder to make a speech. Angry shouts and loud booing stopped him.
You knew it! You knew they'd smell vapors, but you ordered them to keep digging till it blew up in their faces!
Make the daily quota whatever the cost, eh?
You've blood on your mitts, whoreson!
A mourner then picked up a chunk of frozen ground and threw it at the foreman. Blood spurted from the gash that appeared on his forehead. The first dirt chunk was followed by another, then by a rock, a brick. Meave realized that if she did not intervene, the foreman stood to be stoned to death. Something had to be done quickly. Meave saw this clearly. She spurred her mount and rode into the cemetery, pushing through the throng, then stopping before the foreman, the horse shielding him from further blows.
Calm yourselves! Silence! His guilt cannot be decided here. It must!
Before Meave could finish her plea, a large rock thrown from the crowd struck her bosom, nearly knocking her from her saddle. Upon seeing this, her Lyrian escort lowered spears and drew swords and rushed at the angry mourners.
Shino Kren!
Isbel cried out. Her hands began to radiate a fierce light that blinded both dwarves and Lyrians alike.
Have you lost your minds, all of you together? Not had your fill of misfortune yet? Lower your arms at once.
Whether the power of Isbel's magic or the force of her appeal had the greater effect is difficult to say for certain. Either way, both sides suddenly lost the desire to fight. Niamh breathed a sigh of relief, aware that if not for Isbel's intervention, a great amount of blood would have been spilled at that cemetery.
Well, we may have gotten a wee bit carried away. 'Tis good you brought back some order. Well, we may have... Well, we knew there'd be a stink cause of it. Knew there'd be a...
Na, hál' Istennek legalább volt pozitívuma is, hogy csapattársakat hordozok magammal. Mert előbb a Rayla az elég jól elbánt velem, itt még az elején. Ugye itt volt a elveszett gyermekei a törpéknek, elmentek a egyéves túrájukra az emberföldeken, és akkor mikor rájöttünk, hogy a Scoia'taelhez beálltak, akkor elfogtuk őket és hoztuk vissza őket a szüleiknek, akkor Rayla megölte őket láncra verve. Aztán el is küldtük Raylát, mert nálunk ilyet nem szokás csinálni. Ó. Összeharácsolunk mindent.
The Lyrians ascended the highest section of the Mahakam range. Snow crunched under their boots, cold air stung their lungs, and the wind snapped at their cloaks. Niamh wiped sweat from her brow and turned to Reynard.
There! By the rocks! We shall...
The rest of her words were drowned out by a powerful blast. The entire mountain rumbled with a low, vibrating roar. The sound grew louder, echoing off the rocks, splitting their ears. The Lyrians looked around, disoriented. Few heard Gabor's warning.
Dinna just stand there! Get behind a rock! Quick! Hurry!
Niamh followed the dwarf's gaze and cried out in terror. The snow stuck to the mountainside had started to slide down the slope, sending up mists of icy dust. Before she could react, the white torrent knocked her to her knees, crushing her and smothering her into the ground. All she felt after that was all-encompassing cold and fear. Niamh survived. The dwarves who ran to the Lyrians' rescue dug her out of the snow in time. Some of her soldiers were not so lucky. The Queen looked at their bodies, blue, frozen. Next to them lay dead horses, demolished wagons. The losses were enormous. Niamh wiped her cheek. Her tears burned her frozen skin. Gabor spoke a while with the leader of the Mahakam Guard Patrol that had come to their rescue. His face was dour.
What? What have you learned?
I tell you all in good time. First, you need a warm drink, good victuals.
No, Gabor. I need to find out what in blazes happened here.
Well, 'twas an avalanche.
Of course it was an avalanche. I'm no fool. But what caused it? What was that noise?
Signal horns. Ours.
So you brought this snow down on us? Dwarves!
Well, aye, but, unawares.
Explain, in brief.
See, we clean our mount regularly. The way men folk shovel snow off their roofs. Otherwise, the whole shebang would come tumbling down on our heads. When snow's gathered deep enough, we blast our horns to cause a controlled avalanche. Then we need to, sweep up a wee bit and the road's safe.
All well and good, but why did you decide to clean up right as I was passing through?
Wondering that myself. Schedule says next cleaning should have been a week from now. But someone asked the route to be cleared earlier.
Who?
Niamh, I'll tell you. But first, promise you'll...
Who?
Hey. Owain ep Clenvog, the Nilfgaardian emissary. Think it were meant as revenge for attacking their caravan.
The bastard. Reynard! Reynard!
Wait! Wait! I understand you're a wee bit upset, you've every right. But you'll never prove Ovain meant you harm. The sly weasel will make sure he didn't dirty his own paws.
I've no such scruples. I'll find him and kill him.
And then? How'd you tell that tale to Bruva? Maeve, you're justly torped, but for the love, just this once, let it go. Or you'll leave Mahakam with near a scrap to show for it.
Moments later, scouts reported Ovain was camped to the north of the accident site. Maeve had to decide how much she was willing to risk to get her revenge on the Imperial emissary.
By the Elder's sideburns, I'd no notion anyone was in the Vale. Nilfgaardian said the road was clear. The whoresons. What a mess. I'm so sorry. With all my heart. By the Elder's sideburns, I'd no notion anyone was in... Nilfgaardian...
Engem nem érdekel. Mi kicsináljuk a Nilfgaardiakat?
There, milady, whispered one of the scouts.
Left of the path.
Maeve squinted. The Nilfgaardians had taken shelter from the falling snow under a rocky outcropping. The smell of roasting meat wafted from their campfire, and echoes of laughter could be heard. The black-clad soldiers had reason to celebrate. They had just decimated Maeve's company without even drawing their weapons. Maeve's gaze caught something else. A metal container into which the Nilfgaardians tossed bones once they'd been gnawed clean. It looked strangely familiar. Only after a moment did the Queen understand it was an overturned Lyrian helmet dug out of the snowy grave of one of her men.
The whoresons.
Maeve hissed.
They'll pay for this.
Maeve! Asking you last time, keep a cool head,
whispered Gabor.
You want vengeance? I get it. But think of the cost. If so much as a hair gets plucked from Ovain's head, Bruver will never forgive you, and you can kiss any hope of aid goodbye.
Silence followed, finally to be broken by one of the scouts.
Milady, what's the order? Do we attack?
Await my signal.
The Queen stepped out from behind the rocks, put a hand to her mouth, and yelled,
Ovain! Ovain!
Queen, my condolences. That avalanche. Oh, what an unfortunate turn of events.
The mountains can be unpredictable,
Maeve said with a shrug.
Accidents can happen at any time.
Oh, yes?
Even right now.
Maeve leapt towards the emissary, placed two hands on his neck, and hurled him into a rock with all her might. The Nilfgaardian's head slammed against the stone, and his skull crumpled with a sickening crash. He fell to the ground and writhed a few final tremors.
Attack!
Maeve roared.
Take no prisoners!
Nem érdekelnek a törpök.
Giffen Quan en Lyrian.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Wise choice.
Take no prisoners.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Igazság szerint csak játszogatjuk ki a lapokat. Na, nem akarsz lőni, vagy valami?
Order!
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Life is mine now. My pain serves a purpose.
Left, right, left, right. Again and again and again.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Of course, as you wish, master.
It's not too late to walk away.
Looking to dance, mate?
That was not in the spell books.
Order will triumph! It must triumph! Fear not! We shall achieve our goal!
Army's a waste of time for one like
Not supposed to be any smoke.
Stop your yapping and start digging.
the great sun!
You sure about that?
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard.
We should not have done this.
Meve showed no mercy for the Nilfgaardians in Ove Nepklenvog's camp. All would share their leader's fate. And the dwarves? As predicted, they were outraged by Meve's open attack on the Nilfgaardian emissary. Bruva Hoog suddenly called for a council of the clan elders. They debated what to do with the Lyrians for a long time. The elders, outraged the Queen had once again defied their principle of neutrality, levied a punishing financial penalty, and threatened another such incident would result in a lifetime ban from entering the Dwarven Kingdom.
Lehet, hogy az elmegy most az ízbe. Hát engem meg nem érdekel. Nem szórakozik senki. Az biztos. Jó van.
While passing the mining settlement of Kolstock, Meve heard the sounds of battle.
Hey-ho! Into the fray, lads!
Expecting she would see monsters swarming dwarves, the Queen set off at a gallop to the rescue. Her braid blew about in the wind like a banner, showing her men in which direction to attack. The dwarves she saw, however, were not engaged in a battle against Shaelmars and Barbagazis. No, they were going at one another. Luckily, no weapons had yet been drawn, but given the dwarves have hands the size of bread loaves, this did not necessarily mean there would be no deaths.
Oi, lads!
Roared Gabor Zigrin.
What's this foolishness? Calm the hell down, damn it!
Gabor's intervention proved successful. The dwarves limited themselves to verbal jousting. Meve, who was no stranger to barrack room talk, nonetheless turned crimson at the dwarves' cursing. Piecing together the obscenities, Meve concluded they were debating an old quarrel about the height of a certain mountain, or rather of the twin peaks atop it. One of them lay in the territory of Clan Dahlberg, while the other in the Hoogs land. Each family felt their peak was the highest, all measurements indicating the contrary being total fabrications.
Queen?
Started Gabor, nervously chewing his moustache.
They're asking if you, as yin impartial and a fair-minded wench to boot, wouldn't wish to settle their Egypt squabble once and for all?
Meve knew well that this type of age-old quarrel could easily end in bloodshed, so she resolved to help. Representatives of the two clans gave her a strange mechanism she was to use to measure elevation. All that was left was for the Queen to button her coat up to the neck and scale the twin peaks.
Time to end this delicate feud, once and for all. Time to end this. Time to end. Time to end. Time to end. Time to end. Time to end this. Time to end this. Time to end the...
Jó, nem mond több mindent. Nem. Először elcsalingázunk ide az ásásért. Na, ez jó. Térképpen hogy állunk?
When she and her force had travelled half the way to the first, she heard a long roar that made snow shelves detach and descend. Without waiting for her scouts to return with reports, Meve drew her sword.
Nem. Nem. Ez jó, hősökkel. Jó, szerintem ezzel elindulunk.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Eyes up, lads! They're flying straight for us!
Ay.
Left, right, left, right. Again and again and again.
Are you mad? Don't say that!
Pont ezért.
What you looking at?
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Arbalist at your command.
Egy ilyet lecsaphattam volna. Mármint itt.
Quite the clever little contraption they gave us. Work of a gnome, of course.
As ordered.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Company! Forward march!
So much anger and suffering. For what?
Az mi? Az mi? Jézus! Húszoljuk be. Jézusom!
It's gonna be a right good levy, big and beautiful.
Aye. Armor won't save them.
Valaki dobálunk? Hát nem hozom vissza.
You sure about that?
supposed to be any smoke. What? Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Take those measurements and let's be gone from this place.
The Lyrians managed to repel the monsters and reach both peaks. Upon each, Meve ordered her men to take the measurements. While waiting, she admired the breathtaking view of the Mahakaman Massif. The dwarven contraption left no room for doubt. The peak within the Dahlberg clan territory was 2 feet higher than that within Hoog territory. Gabor was clearly displeased with the results.
Oh, damn it all! I'd hoped you'd prove Brewer's clan was in the right. He'd have been content to see the Dahlbergs knocked down a peg or two, and, possibly, he'd have been more inclined to help you,
said the dwarf in frustration. Then, after a pause, he added,
Although, only you saw what the device showed, Queen. Perhaps you could, recalibrate the results a wee bit?
Oh, non borom.
To lie would be simple, true,
said Meve.
Yet to forget the matter would be so much harder. No, Gabor, I shall tell the truth.
The Queen's tone made it clear the discussion was over. Gabor let the matter lie, and Meve's force began its descent down the mountainside.
Nem fogunk hazudozni. Köszönöm. Innen jöttünk. És akkor ez van, és akkor már mindjárt végzünk ezzel a résszel is. Remek.
The dwarves of both clans had been waiting with bated breath for the expedition's return and report. As soon as Meve announced the results, the Dahlbergs rolled barrels of beer out into the square and began to celebrate. Naturally, the Hoogs were disappointed, yet they accepted Meve's results as final. At last, they had come to trust her.
Dahlbergs are the dwarves we need, every Hoogs are dunderheed! Dahlbergs are the dwarves we need, every Hoogs are dunderheed! Dahlbergs are the dwarves we need, every Hoogs are dunderheed!
Jók ezek a törpék. Még egy, 2, 3. Nem hagytunk el semmit. Hát jól van. Szerintem a ládákkal is akkor meg vagyunk, ugye? 8/8, remek. lehet többet scoutolni, úgyhogy menjünk.
For frostbite, you'd best avail yourself of some onion juice. Even better if you had a wee nip of vodka.
Na igen. Hagymalé kell nekünk. De hogyha van mellé vodka, az még jobb.
Oh, snorters are frozen solid. Not just those in my beard. Why, I got my nose too. Once we're neath carbon, we'll find our way to the tavern, set our arses down by the fire, and sip mugs of mulled wine. For frostbite, you'd best avail. Once we're neath
As Meve neared Langbridge, she ordered her bugler to announce her arrival, then retired to her tent to freshen up. Gascon was already inside, awaiting her.
I do not seem to recall summoning you.
In that case, I must tell you to fret not. Nothing wrong with your memory. I've come with no agenda. Spontaneously, call it, to chat.
Then I propose you leave. Just as spontaneously, call it. I must don fresh clothes. I'm to see the elder soon, and I'd prefer to not smell of horse sweat.
Doubt it'd make much difference to him. And be assured, I know what I speak of. When last we met, I found myself standing downwind of him. A pungent experience.
Well, you were saved the experience of his breath. So pungent I thought I might faint.
Well, to revive you, pinch you awake, I'm sure would be quite a pleasure.
Gascon, I beg your pardon. Ugh, I shall have nightmares now.
Not tonight. For I fear you might not sleep at all. You see, there's something you ought to know. And decidedly before you meet with Bruver. The sites we cleared of beasts, I ferreted a bit. Noted something peculiar. Any notion what it was?
None. The monumental dwarven architecture, perhaps?
Bones, my dear Meve. Dwarven bones. Now, guess what I found on them?
Wait, don't dare give me any hints. Bite marks.
Of course. After all, they'd been gnawed clean of all flesh by monsters, incidentally making it quite easy to spot other markings. Ones made by axes and swords. To be certain, I showed the bones to our medics, and they confirmed my conclusion.
Meaning what? That the entire clan, the Fuchses,
did not perish due to an invasion of beasts from the depths. The monsters merely ate the bodies and occupied empty homes. Now, I shared my discovery with Gabor, and guess what he did? He panicked. He started to squirm, babble nonsense. I wager my right arm, he's hiding something.
Blast. Overly eager to aid us from the start he was. I might have sent something. I shall have him summoned at once. And I thank you, Gascon. I won't forget this.
Minutes later, Gabor stood before the Queen. At first, he tried to mislead her with evasive answers, but as her pointed questions demolished one clumsy excuse after another, he had to give in.
Oi. As King Desmond said after a hefty squirt in his hose, we can't sweep this under the rug.
If you think I welcome jests in this moment, you err. My fingers itch to summon the hangman.
Right. So... 'tis true. I misled you. On our clan elder's orders. Supposed to make sure you destroyed Burr's Rump and Davor's Abyss thoroughly enough to leave nae a trace.
What? Why? What did they wish to hide?
They was home to the Fuchses, our mortal enemies. They'd been a-boiling our heinies for ages, thumbing their noses, taking what they want when they want, and the Elder-in-Chief didn't gie a ploughing whit. So to stop them, our clan, we did the unpardonable. The Ziggurin elders saw their chance and they...
Gods. So you were responsible for the deaths of all those dwarves?
Me? I didn't raise a finger. Tried to stop them, in fact.
No witnesses survived, meaning you must have murdered the entire clan. How?
Queen, you sure you...
I am. And you should be sure to answer in full, omitting no detail.
Na Gábor, lebuktál. Hogy képzelted? Azt hittem barátom vagy? Erre elárulsz?
Few years back, we got pummeled by a horrendous winter. Stone-breaking frosts, whiteout storms, avalanches. Made travelling a painful form of suicide. Hunger drove beasts out of their dens. Pass was covered in the filth. Got to where they paced rout outside the walls. Fuchses fought a hard, bloody fight to keep the critters out of Davar's abyss. Lost near every axe-wielding dwarf they had. Only survivors had to winter at Burr's Rump. Our elders felt such an opportunity wouldn't knock again. After killing the town's meagre guard, they set fire to it and barricaded the gates. They didn't stand a chance.
Bastards. How in the world did the truth go undiscovered?
Once it were over, our dwarves opened the gates. Before they'd lit their pipes, starving beasts came crawling out of the pass. The stank of dead flesh were strong. Zigrins who came back from that never were the same. If you'd only gandered their gaze when they had us all take a vow of silence. And then...
You invented that blarney about primeval monstrosities the Fuchses had awoken by mining too deep. A riveting tale, and one with a moral to boot.
Aye. But the elders worried Brewer would suspect something all the same. That's why they wanted you to destroy all the evidence.
Repugnant. You claim not to have taken part, but neither did you do anything to stop the massacre.
What was I to do exactly? The elders had decided. Nae a dwarf would listen to me.
You might have informed the Elder-in-Chief. The guilty would have been punished.
The guilty? You didn't ken Brewer. He'd punish the whole clan. Women, children, nae exceptions. Maeve, Queen, I'm begging you. He canna ever learn of this. Aye, I want a hack flame too when I think what the elders done. But t'other way it'd bring but more pain and death.
Hát nem tudom, az elég nehéz döntés. Hát nem tudom. Szeretnék tárgyalni a királlyal, de nem hiszem, hogy ebbe az ügybe, ezzel az ügyel kapcsolatban tudunk róla tárgyalni. Hát nem tudom.
I need to consider what's right. Meanwhile, Gascon, make sure Gabor remains our guest.
Of course. I'll let you know if he so much as rolls his eyes towards an escape route.
Bruva stood by the bridge like a statue, arms crossed, eyes squinting. Meve sighed inside. She stood little chance of having a pleasant chat.
Elder-in-Chief, sir.
No Sharon and Grayson here, lass. Ploughing humans. Always out to fix things, always end up cocking them up. You think you're due glory, do you? Monster Slayer Meve? Patroness of dwarves? Blast it. What do you think? Why didn't I exterminate those beasts myself, eh? Go on, tell me!
For you...
For I didn't want to. For something didn't fit, damn it. So I resolved to not destroy their nests and evidence till I learned the truth of who done it.
Postponed it all those years expressly. Though your subjects were dying.
I didn't need no lectures from the likes of you. Justice must be served. That's worth any price. And I was close. Had leads. And now, it's all gone to hell. You flooded Devor's abyss. You brought Burrow's rump down on itself. And I'll never ken who killed the Fuchses. Understand? Never!
Na mindegy. Elmegyek a mosdóba, átgondolom addig, hogy döntsek. Aztán itt leszek és eldöntjük, hogy beáruljuk-e az igroneket vagy nem. Na, visszajöttem. Hát... Nem tudom. Úgy gondolom, hogy nem áruljuk be őket, mert idegesít a király egyel, hogy mit nem mondjak. De mondjuk az igénynek meg nem érdemlik meg nagyon, hogy... Az baj, hogyha beköpöm őket, akkor azzal ártatlanokat ölök meg. Tehát hiába kapják el a bűnösöket. Ez a köcsög, ez lehet, hogy kinyírja a gyerekeket, ahogy mondta az Gábor. Hát nem árulom be
My
őket.
sincere apologies. I did not know.
Course you didn't, humans. First they cock it up, then they ask how it works. Ah. I'm most eager to give that braid of yours a yank and kick you out beyond the gate. But I canna, for the clans are grateful to you. Fools. Fools. All fools. They forced me to give you an audience, official like, with witnesses, all at the foot of Mount Carbon. Come on then, time to move on. But I'm going to wring you out so hard you'll wish you never left that Nilfgaardian dungeon.
Bruver set off at a brisk pace, cursing under his breath. The Queen took a deep breath, counted to 5 in her head, and set off after him.
Wanted to hunt monsters, eh? Oh, Elder's furious. Spits flying 10 feet. Let humans neath carbon. Dinna ken if that's wise. Oh, Elder's furious. Spits flying 10 feet.
Dwarves demonstrate innovative thinking in many domains. Metallurgy, engineering, architecture. Yet there is one in which they could not be bothered. Naming. For this reason, the bridge that linked the Mahakam Pass with Mount Carbon was simply named Langbridge. Meave learned it was a thoroughly fitting name. Having stopped for a breath halfway across the road suspended over a deep chasm, the Queen could see neither end of the bridge, both concealed by thick clouds.
Amazing,
whispered the Queen.
I feel as though we traversed the very sky.
The Queen and her retinue were nearing Mount Carbon when Meave heard a cry. It was Xavier.
Hold! Hold!
Meave drew in her reins abruptly. Her mare neighed and reared, lifting the Queen above her formation of men. From that height, she saw the last pier of the bridge crumbling. The dwarves at the head of the procession were unable to stop in time and plummeted, screaming into the abyss.
What's the meaning of this, goddamn it?
Bruver roared.
Fetch the engineers! Now!
The The Queen was striving to calm her spooked mount when she sensed something swish past her ear. Out of nowhere, a Scoia'tael band had appeared at the rear of the column. Before anyone could react, elven archers had felled the rear guard. The soldiers lay on the bridge's stone surface with arrows in their backs. Meve was trapped. In one direction lay the chasm, in the other, a fierce foe. She had no choice but to stand and fight.
Hogy jutottak ide a Scoia'taelek?
You are mine.
We're trapped, Your Grace, but we can try and fight our way through.
Nay, Dwan ve camest.
Watch your heads!
Show me the coin or sod off.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
I think you'll really like this one.
My scars? No, they don't hurt.
Left, right, left, right.
Got business for me?
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Give me a second.
Again and again.
All right, that's no problem.
Tell me you jest.
Your life is mine now. Think you ballbags can do whatever the devils you please? This is Mahakam!
May your sword and arm be one.
Bloody neck ends. Similian vat.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
Death to humans!
None shall tread on us! Should have listened to me old lady.
No! Blädderrenna! She must die!
Hát ezeket kipucoltuk.
Their strength combined, the Lyrians and dwarves managed to defeat the Scoia'tael. The guerrillas had weakened the last span of the bridge, turning the crossing into a deadly trap. Had Xavier, who noticed the weakened structure at the last instant, not called out, all would have fallen into the chasm. The Lyrians managed to capture the unit commander. She stood, her head raised high, and when Meve glared at her, she did not avert her eyes.
Ezt tudom melyik, ez olyan jó.
What is your name, elf?
Abayeth me parstwan.
She said,
Thank you, Reynard. I know well what she said. Kiss my ass, is that truly the best you can muster?
I'd rather show you exactly what I can muster. Tell them to unbind me.
You got your opportunity. On the battlefield. Will you not tell me what they call you? Fine. It's all the same to me. I'm more interested to know how you came to be here. Who sent you?
No one. It was my decision to kill you, and thus avenge Eldain. Do you remember him? The elf whom you denied a burial? Whom you left in an open field to rot? You've elven blood on your hands. The blood of the elves of the Moulderwood.
Eldain was a criminal. He got what he deserved.
You call him a criminal? What do you call humans who murder our kind in pogroms? Who massacre us? What do you call Black Rayla who fought at your side? Do not dare compare us. Do not dare!
Enough. I've heard all I wish to hear.
But I haven't. Did you fall on your heed, elf, eh? If you want to fight humans, go on and do it. You cannot talk sense to idiots that nae here, damn it. Mahakam is and will be neutral.
You cannot be neutral. To Dwan, you are either their foe or their dog. Mahakam has stood aside, sleeping long enough. That is why we struck it in its very heart, as a call to battle. A call to brethren whom you, Elder, have kept from the world too long.
I have kept him away. I've been bloody right to do so. You want to play at war, you numpties? You want to force the Pontar to flow upstream? Gang right ahead. Good riddance, I say. Gan kill, gan die if you fancy. But God's damn it, leave us alone.
Ebben mondjuk igaza van. Tehát miért mert azokat, akik nem akarnak harcolni, békén?
Yeah, I should kill you. With my own hands. I should cut your throat, put you out of your misery. That's what you want, innit? To die? To die a stupid death? Well, I'll not grant you that. Nay, nay, I'll lock you in a tower. Sit there 3 centuries, and you just might grow a brain!
Bruva Hoog gazed after the shackled elf as she was led away. Meve expected him to continue fuming, cursing her. But the dwarf stood silent, and his old eyes, half concealed by brows bushy as a forest floor, showed not anger, but the deepest sadness. Dwarven engineers made quick work of repairing the crumbled bridge span.
Look, Mount Carbon.
Damn. And I thought Novigrad was big.
So the elves are against us. Against our elder. Treacherous hounds. Truth be told, I supported the Scoia'tael afore. No, I wish every last one of them dead. Dead! Long-eared bastards. Raising our own saplings against us in rebellion. Sowing unrest. Violence! So the elves are against us. Against our elder. Treacherous hounds.
Hát már nincsen semmi, úgyhogy fejezzük ezt a részbe. Ó, de jó.
The Lyrians stepped inside Mount Carbon's bowels. Meve rode while looking upwards, admiring the intricately carved ceiling, gilded walls, monumental bas-reliefs carved from basalt. Yet this was no time to admire the sights. Bruva Hoog had summoned her to speak.
I thank you for your invitation, Elder.
My invitation? Choice term, lass. You wangled your way in here. Long I've lived, but ne'er have I seen a wench so stubborn.
With all due respect, do you not feel like a pot conversing with a kettle?
Ha! True enough. Changes of mind didn't come easy to me, but they do come at times. Human wars concern me not at all. For so many they are, who could count them? Near a year goes by without one wanking king invading another's realm. A dog with scabies is less restless. That's why, this morning, I aimed to send you off with nothing. Mattered not what the clans were saying. Rivia, Schmivia, who gives a sheep's fart? But that was this morn, before that daft wench and her pups attacked. Nilfgaard supports the Scoia'tael, it's common knowledge. Nilfgaard uses them. Well, I'm nae worse, and I choose to use Queen Meve.
Nesze neked!
I shall be no one's tool, Bruva. I fight for my land and my land alone. Lyria and Rivia.
Ah, keep your heat. You can fight for a free warfield, far as I'm concerned. Doesn't matter. My aid doesn't come with conditions. like to give Nilfgaard a warning, you ken. If you're going to rile my dwarves, throw 'em into the Scoia'tael ranks, you'll regret it, eh? But I'd like to issue the warning without declaring war. All clear to you so far? So, when you march out of Mahakam, you'll find a company of our foot dwarves waiting out with the gate. Officially, volunteers enlisting with you against my will. And you're to put them at the fore next time you face Nilfgaard. Want the Blackclads to break their teeth on our bucklers, get a taste of our axe blades. After that, dare say they'll think twice before they send more Scoia'tael into these hells.
I do not... Thank you, Elder. You restore my hope that I shall have my home back in the end.
Candid like, I dinna share your faith. I've watched you. You're naive. Let ire take you. Meddle in matters nae your own. Disrespect our custom. But you win or nay, it's all the same to me.
Then I hope that I shall at least surprise you.
Honestly doubt that. So you'll only get the bare minimum recruits to make the Imperials take note, and nae a dwarf more.
And for that I am grateful. But now, I would like to march at once. So by your leave...
Go, ride! Now if you can. Quicker you get out of our mount, the better.
Without waiting for Meave's reply, Bruver turned his back to her. The Queen left without saying a word. There were few choice ones burned on her lips. Meave was on her way back to her company when who should step in front of her if not Gabor?
To what do I owe this pleasure? Do the Zigrins wish to use me once more? Accomplish aught else with my aid?
Could be, but if so, tain't none of my concern.
Why's that?
For I've resolved to leave Mahakam for all time.
And where will you go?
Dinna ken. Wherever you lead me.
I beg your pardon.
Your Grace. Meave. I betrayed your trust. Tricked you outright. In spite of that, you kept my confidence. Risking everything. To say I'm grateful's just a wee understatement. I'm indebted to you. Deeply so. Please let me pay it off. Let me fight at your side. Heed to hip with you.
Gyere, Gábor!
Vindictive I am not.
Oh, thank you, Meave.
Yet neither am I stupid. You may join our ranks, I agree. Yet trick me once more, in the tiniest manner, and I shall show you no mercy. Is that clear?
Chastened, Gabor merely nodded to confirm. Meave extended her hand for the dwarf to kiss as a sign of submission. Yet he simply wrapped his arms around her waist and squeezed.
Hey, Gábor! Na jó van, adok neked egy esélyt.
The Lyrians were ready to leave Mahakam when they heard the sonorous blast of a commander's horn announcing the arrival of Bruver Hoog.
Oh, what does he want now?
When she saw a sour grin on his face, Meave knew the tidings were not good. But what she heard next exceeded her wildest expectations.
Come to say farewell? No need, truly.
Came 'cause I got a burning question. Meave, you expecting anyone?
How's that?
Runner says a delegation's arrived at Carbon. Frae Lyria and Rivia. Got a Nilfgaardian escort.
How dare they? Traitors. Who leads it?
You'd best sit.
Who leads the delegation?
It's your son, Willem, I fear.
Willem?
Mahakam remains neutral as regards all your squabbles. I trust I needn't remind you. So I'll have no scrambling nor shoving, and certainly no bloodshed. Point of fact, I'd prefer it if you...
I wish to speak to him.
I'd forbid you, but, as I said, never seen a more stubborn wench. Alrighty then, jabber away with him. Just remember, hands to yourself.
Meave spotted banners, a Lyrian eagle upon one surrounded by Nilfgaard's black rags. her hands became fists, showing how helpless she felt. Then her son and rival, Willem, emerged from behind a row of Imperial footmen.
My. I should apologize. It seems I missed the coronation. Congratulations, my son. Who was it who placed the crown? General Epdahi?
Count Caldwell.
Ah, yes. Our elder statesman. Why have you come here, of all places? To acquire arms for Nilfgaard?
As my official mission, yes. Yet unofficially, I wish to speak with you. I trust you've had tidings from the field. Edirn turned to ash and dust. Vizimir murdered Redania in chaos. Foltest forced to strike a pact by his vassals betrayed, Henselt the same.
This limerick, will it come to a point?
Why, yes. To the same as this war. Mother, I beg you, you must see it. Nilfgaard's victory is inevitable. Surrender now, and I shall show you mercy. For later it'll be too late.
There will be no later. We shall repel them, drive them south at the points of our pikes.
This we, Mother? Who precisely do you mean? You stand alone.
Az baj, hogy nem tudom, hogy itt lehet olyan döntés, hogy a Willemet meg tudjuk-e menteni, mert igazság szerint én nem mondanám el, hogy vannak csapattársaink.
I prefer to stand alone over standing with Nilfgaard, with the invader, as you do.
Mother, in declaring for the Empire, I saved the lives of thousands of our subjects.
And in so doing, our honor lost!
Folk who had their huts burned down care deeply about our honor. Is that truly your belief? When I was crowned, a fact you deride, though that makes it no less true, I swore the good of my subjects would guide me. And a war we are doomed to lose cannot in any way benefit them.
And slavery can. You know well the Blackclads put peasants in chains, like cattle.
Reprehensible, I agree, but...
And resettlement? Forced labor? Cruel laws that make death the punishment for the slightest offences? Are those benefits? Well, answer me!
I see I will not sway you, Mother. A shame, though I take comfort in the fact I tried. And now, adieu.
Oh no. I, not you, will decide when this conversation is over.
Nick!
Oh, have we anything else to discuss?
Are you perhaps aware that the Nilfgaardians tried to kill me?
What? No, I heard only about an avalanche.
Which tumbled down through no small effort of an Imperial envoy.
Never would I have agreed to such a heinous act.
I believe you.
I'm heartened that, despite all we...
I believe you because I believe the Nilfgaardians wouldn't ever have asked your opinion. Think on it, son. Are you their ally or their tool? Can you ever be sure?
I am the King of Lyria and Rivia. To serve my subjects' best interests, I am prepared to make even the most painful concessions. Might I leave now? Or is there more?
Naturally. How did you know you would find me here?
I received Nilfgaardian reports to the effect that you've been seen in the pass.
Oh, roses are red and so are your cheeks, my son. As ever when you're caught in a lie. Lyria is 2 weeks' travel hence. Had you received word only once I was here, we'd have been long gone from Mahakam by the time you assembled a force and completed the march. No. You were forewarned of our intended route. It means I've a traitor in my ranks. Another one. Get out of my sight, villain. And pray we only ever face one another on neutral ground.
Meve struggled inside not to turn and gaze once more at her son. He'd changed since they'd last faced each other, grown manlier, and he wore the crown well. The Queen returned to her company. Her advisors shot her questioning glances, curious what she had discussed with Bruver. But Meve decided to keep the details to herself. One of them wore a Nilfgaardian lead around his neck. Until she knew who, she would have to remain vigilant.
Time to march on. But in which direction?
I've thought on it, Your Grace. We've strength enough to hit the foe, but still not the numbers to face him in open battle.
So what do you propose?
This war we cannot win alone, nor even with the dwarves at our side. But if we secure a victory, small yet symbolic, we shall show the other realms of the north all is not yet lost. Thus, I propose we attack behind the front lines, somewhere well clear of any major Imperial force.
Where would you suggest?
I'm considering Angren. To begin with, a thickly wooded marshy land, always helpful in clandestine operations. Secondly, the land strategically important, as it's the chief source of building material for Nilfgaard's fleets.
All too little, I fear. Since we require a victory that would be symbolic, we must strike where it shall hurt. And Angren
just recently welcomed a new regent in the person of Count Coldwell, my third argument. Naturally, if Your Majesty wishes, I'm prepared to present alternatives to this.
No need. We march at dawn.
Coldwell, véged van. Véged van, öcsém.
Meve had toiled, cajoled, persuaded, and gained the dwarves' support. She left Mahakam strengthened, markedly. Even so, the Queen was in a foul mood. For it was clear a traitor, a viper, nested among the Lyrians. Someone who had conveyed the Queen's plans to her foe. From this moment on, Meve would need to weigh every word she uttered, even in the presence of her closest associates.
Your Grace, we must plot our course forward. Shall we take the western passage into Angren, or...
Not now.
When, then? Dawn approaches, yet we know nothing of where...
I will not repeat myself.
The Queen knew she would learn the traitor's identity in the end. If need be, she would tear the name from the throat of another turncoat, Count Coldwell. Meve drooled at the prospect of seeing Coldwell in chains, then passing him to the hangman.
Saddle the horses. I shall take the fore.
The time for diplomacy, for preparations and negotiations had gone. Meve was to attack her foe at last, and she could not wait to do so. At long last, Meve's force reached Angren's marshy woods. Ever been? No? Count yourselves lucky.
Are you certain we haven't lost our way?
Alas, here there is no way. We continue south, that's all.
South meaning the bottom?
Should you ever venture there, I offer you this advice. Do your utmost to make no noise. Poor soul. His comrades cried out, reached out, but alas, amidst frothing waters they heard bones cracking, the moan of metal bent and crushed.
What the... bloody hell, what was that?
Rather not know, personally.
Hold your positions! Arms at the ready!
It was a glusty warp. One of many the Lyrians would encounter along their path. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. At last, Meve and her force stood upon the Yaruga's bank. To find and punish the traitor Coldwell, they would have to cross the river. Yet the sole bridge nearby was in Nilfgaard's hands.
Your Majesty, some new reports require your attention.
Nézzünk be a táborba. Új beszélgetések. De előtte még itt vannak új egységek nekünk. Nem sok hasznát látom a törpéknek. Na beszélgessünk velünk.
Yes, Your Grace?
Reynard, you fought in the first war against Nilfgaard, did you not?
Yes, Your Grace. Though, as a mere captain then.
Were they equally cruel? Did they scorch fields, turn peasants into slaves?
No, Your Grace. They fought with honor in those days.
So, what's happened? Why the change?
It's said Emperor Emir var Emrys's heart hardened over the years. He's grown crueler, more ruthless. His soldiers' zeal for violence has followed suit.
But you don't say that.
No, Your Grace.
To your mind, why do they now despise us as they war against us?
'Tis ever easier to loathe those you know. Before the first war, they knew nothing about us. Then they saw they'd the better weapons, larger cities, superior craft. That in our towns, waste flowed through the streets in open gutters. And they concluded we weren't their equals. It's far easier to kill when one holds such a belief.
It's time I attended.
Hey ho, how's my favorite?
Ever have regrets? Feel remorse?
For what?
Oh, I don't know. Killing innocents, perhaps? Murdering travelers, pilgrims?
I've always warned them. Won't touch a hair on your heads, provided you don't resist. So, see, gave them a choice. Besides, innocents? Please, Maeve. We both know those to be mythical creatures. Everyone's got something on their conscience.
So there's always call for murder?
That's right. Dead right. You need but answer it.
It's time I attended.
Always good to see the Queen. How can I help you?
We haven't had a chance to speak since we left Mahakam. Why join us? Or decide to leave your homeland, for that matter?
As I said, I was in your debt. Still am.
You're a dwarf of honor, I'm pleased. But not entirely convinced 'twas reason enough for you to leave your clan.
Not about to let me off easy, are you? All right. I may have been motivated elsewise.
By a guilty conscience?
The horridness with the Fuchses. All that blood and mud. It went too far. I tried to talk it out with the elders. They'd brush me aside like a wee bairn. But that weren't the whole of it. I saw the shite dwarves living in your cities go through. Thought I'd forget once I came home. Got back to dealing with my own problems. Only, can't I forget something like that? I got to help. Any way I can. Nothing would come of my sitting on my arse in Mahakam.
I understand, Gabor. And I know you'll find a way to help. We shall return to this conversation.
No skin off my back.
Yes, my lady?
I haven't had the opportunity to thank you. Had you not been so alert, we'd have fallen to our deaths in Mahakam.
I merely did my duty, Your Majesty.
Modest as ever. Yet once the war is over, I shall make certain you're properly rewarded.
My lady, the one reward I desire is victory. Your victory.
Other matters await my...
As you wish, my lady.
You need my help with anything? Anything at all? I've ideas aplenty.
De régen beszélgettünk. Mi újság?
Ever travelled with an army before?
Frankly, can't say that I have. You folk are my first. And let me say, it's not nearly as dull as I expected. Your travelling companions... fascinating. Truly.
Is that so? Who, if I might ask?
Let me think. Then there's that aged woman. Isabel, is it? Oh, your grace, a complete lunatic, that one. Did you know she believes the world to be round? Round! Like an egg! And just between the two of us, the quiet chap, Xavier, gives me the willies, truth be told. Could just be on account of his face looking like a piece of taffy stuck to the sole of a boot. Who else? Oh, right, a word of advice. Never play Gascon at cards. He's a hustler, that one. And he tells tall tales. About debts, specifically, ones that I supposedly owe him. And the Reynard fellow, what a jester. Always good for a laugh.
I'm sorry, what?
Every day he barks at me, stand at attention, with a perfectly straight face. And last, he asked asked if I'd served in the Norm Army. I mean, really, sometimes I just can't with that man.
Very thorough, Barnabas. I thank you.
Barnabás, hát csalódtam benned. Hát lapos földhívő vagy.
Time I attended to...
Nézzük, hogy hány láda. 9. 9 láda van ebbe a zónába. Úristen. Akarunk mi törpéket? Tudok, hogy egy drummer boyt azt kiszedek, mert már nagyon sok van. Nem használunk ennyi drummer boyt. Ezek az arbalisták nem rosszak, ezeket meg meghagyom. Majd ha mindent kifejlesztettünk, legalábbis megpróbálunk itt a workshopban. Akkor megpróbálunk minden kártyából craftolni egyet. Na, azt ki is tudnánk fejleszteni, de nem erre megyünk rá. Hanem erre. És itt rengeteg fa kell. Az a baj, hogy még rengeteg arany is kell a... irányító sátorban a fejlesztésekhez, úgyhogy azt se tudjuk még váltani. Hát ez rengeteg, ezt életünkben nem költjük el. Annyi egységünk van, hogy hihetetlen. Mikor lassan jönnie kéne az aranynak. Ugye beadtunk 2500 aranyat a törpéknek, hát nem tudom, hogy mikor akarják azt megküldeni nekünk. Remélem még a játék folyamán. Jó. Hát szétnézek a mapon. Istenna. Jó, ez annyi sokat nem zabál fel, viszont annyival egyszerűbb ezzel összeszedni a dolgokat. Tehát innen jövünk erre, itt valószínűleg itt fel tudunk menni ide. Utána ide lejövünk. Itt szétnézünk. És végül erre fogunk jönni. Ide át, erre át, és hát akkor itt kell, hogy vége legyen, ahogy hívjáknak, valahol. Vagy a barlangnál, hát nem tudom. Valami őszintén el sem tudom képzelni, hogy hol van itt a vége a sztorinak. Na jó, ezeket összeszedtük. Megnézzük felfelé, mit látunk. Lezárt utat. Ó, ott van egy láda.
Hidden among brambles, Meave watched the Nilfgaardian sentries atop the palisade. In full gear, alert in stance, they looked sharp and ready to defend the stronghold.
Blast!
Meave hissed, for she now knew Red Lobendon would not fall by surprise. A siege would be needed, and it would slow her advance. Yet there was naught she could do, as this was her one road to Angren and to Caldwell. Reynard wiped the sweat from his brow, donned his helmet, and dropped his visor with a tap.
On your command, Your Majesty.
Very well. We mustn't delay. Reynard, our plan of attack. Armoured infantry to lead and take the first salvo upon their breast, scaling ladders to follow. Afterwards...
Masterful. Truly masterful.
Interrupted Gascon.
Yet, despite the mastery, fit to be improved.
How, namely?
Hold back your force. Lie in waiting. I'll take 10 good men and open the gates for you. Wide.
And how do you aim to achieve this?
Asked Reynard.
Knock and claim to be a trinket peddler, I suppose. Or perhaps one of Lebioda's devout disciples.
Must you know every last detail? Where's the fun in that, sir?
There's none in warfare. Never.
Seethed Reynard.
For war is no farce. Your Majesty, he stands no chance. Not the slightest.
None at all, I concur. Yet his eagerness intrigues. Let's see what he can do.
Reynard did not approve of Meave's decision, this was clear. Yet he dared not undermine it. The Queen's blessing now his, Gascon assembled a small force and set off, straight for the stronghold gate.
Lambs to the slaughter,
muttered Reynard, shaking his head.
My Queen, it's not too late. We can always...
Shh! Look.
Already at the gate, Gascon lifted his arm in a gesture of peace, then merrily bantered a bit with the guards. A moment later, the gates jerked into motion.
But... how?
No matter. The gate stands open. We must attack.
Meave raced off towards the fortress without even glancing back. She knew well her soldiers would follow.
Én szerintem Gascon volt a kém. És szerintem kettős ügynököt játszott Gascon. És igazság szerint lehet 3-as ügynök, mert szerintem a saját érdekképviseletét fogja alkalmazni mindenhol. És szerintem minket is átvert, meg a Nilfgaardiaikat is. Szóval... Nem. Nem. Nem, biztos, hogy nem. Ő se. Na, az jó. Nem. Nem. Nem.
Oh! Ha-ha! The strays have come to play!
Watch your heads!
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Catch!
Wise choice.
Looking to dance, mate?
Order!
For you, pal! Anything.
My pain serves a purpose.
Újra kezdem, mert nem akarom Gascont megölni. És inkább húzok egy kis időt. Ő nem kell, ő se kell. Ő nem kell, kutya nem kell.
Oh! Ha-ha! The strays have come to play!
Catch!
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Give me a target.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Left, right, left, right.
My scars? No, they don't hurt.
Have her done in a jiffy.
Doboljunk egyet. Egy íjász. 8-at fog ütni. Akkor, hát lényegtelen melyiket ütjük is, őt. És meg kijátsszuk ebből.
Feel any burning? See a local healer or wise woman?
Valahogy fel kell húzatnunk a izbelt, mert már olyan rettentő sok damage kiment a körbe, hogy azt beboostolva az nagyon hasznos tud lenni számunkra.
My pain serves a purpose.
Don't you worry yourself, Your Grace. We'll get it done in no time.
This harvest
Na,
will be
megjött
reaping
izbe.
black
When will
cloud.
you ever learn?
Order!
Még Gasconnak megpróbálok helyet csinálni. Ezek most le fogják lőni Isbelt, valószínűleg. Hogyha lelőik Isbelt, akkor passzolom a körömet. Mert már ennyi damage-et szerintem nem fognak kiosztani.
Order will triumph! It must triumph!
Megnézzük ezt a Bone talizmánt. Nem már! Nem már! Ha most meghal Gascon lapja, hát akkor enyhén szomorú leszek.
Praise be to the great sun!
Olyan sokáig tart. Nem kell, Isbel nem kell, kőhajító jöhet, de nem kell ez két ilyen. Ijász nem kell, ijász nem kell.
Oh! Ha-ha! The strays have come to play!
This could hurt.
Left, right, left, right.
Aye. I'm a one set.
Not supposed to be any smoke.
One bolt's all I need.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
again and again and again.
Life is mine now.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Praise be to the great sun!
Gászkon el tudja tüntetni a nagy katonát is. Még úgy is, hogy immun is. Ez elég erős.
A shame I have no time.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard.
Oh, could murder a pint.
Nem játszom ki, mert akkor lehet nem marad hely Gastonnak. Utolsó 3 lapján múlik, hogy...
Watch your heads!
Na nézzük, mire képesek a Nilfgaardiak. Azt már orderelheted.
ready for? One red Lobington for you, milady. Compliments of the house.
Gascon seemed a fiend as he fought his way to the keep, then single-handedly killed the commander. Suddenly leaderless, the Nilfgaardians laid down their arms.
My, Gascon. Colour me surprised.
Pleasantly so, I trust.
Don't fish for compliments, it doesn't suit you. Besides, you know you deserve both medal and title.
I shall hold you to it, my queen.
In due course. But I must know how. What ruse persuaded the Nilfgaardians to open the gate?
Come, my delightful charms, no ruse.
Ah, I see. Not one to share secrets.
Unremarkable, as I see it. I'd hold my tongue too, were my conscience thus burdened.
I've done naught to hide my shameful past, friend. I was a brigand, indeed, yet...
Do not dare take me for a fool. You know of what I speak.
Yet I don't. Reynard, what is this? What the devils is with you?
Your Grace, in Mahakam, the Nilfgaardian letter we managed to intercept. Consider your offer accepted. Direct Meve and her force to the agreed site. We await their arrival. Your reward shall be as agreed. 'Twas Gascon who told us Caldwell had received Angren to rule. 'Twas Gascon who suggested we ride for Lobington. Here, the Blackclads willingly opened the gate, for they expected him to deliver a prisoner. You!
There you go. Sabotage.
Yes. I might have expected as much. When captive, I asked you why you'd chosen to aid me. Your answer was odd and unconvincing.
Maeve!
It's your majesty, you rogue.
What do they promise you? Amnesty? Coin in heaps?
Both. I knew Nilfgaard wouldn't parley with me as a matter of course. To be treated seriously, I needed something they valued. A stroke of luck, it was, the chance to free you from Caldwell's grip. 'Twas in Edern that we first spoke. Then came to an understanding after Rosberg's fall.
Why do I still live then? Why not snatch me under Knight's mantle, drag me to Red Lobington in chains?
Maeve, I sought to sell you out, I did, and aimed to gain by it. Yet in Edern, you earned my respect. In Mahakam, my admiration. I swore then I wouldn't follow the terms of the accord I'd made. Instead, I'd let you into the fort and make damn sure the Commandant couldn't reveal the truth. Alas, seems I underestimated Reynard.
Flattery will get you knout. You, sir, are a traitor.
Oh, please, friend. You appear to me a pot that calls the kettle black.
Reynard? What does he mean?
I've no notion, Your Grace. Not the slightest.
Truly? Ha! And I had you pegged for a man of honor. Come now, Reynard. Who sent secret missives to Willem? Go on, you really should tell your queen.
What? Reynard?
His Highness guest chambers in Mahakam. One of my lads snuck in. Found a letter bearing the signature of one Reynard Odo.
Reynard, I beg you. Say it's not so. Tell me it's a filthy lie.
Your Grace. I'd hoped His Highness and you would reconcile. To see son stand against mother rent my heart. I wish to help.
Behind my back.
Your Majesty, I sought merely to push the youth to see reason, to open his eyes.
So say you now. Yet I can't know what was in the letters. I can't know what pacts you made. And alas, I can no longer take you at your word.
I'm not alone in having deceived. Yet I am in repairing my wrong.
Meve felt a tempest rise inside her. Yet she could not release it lest it cloud her view. She would solve the problem, strike it from her mind, and resume her journey at once.
Hát igazság szerint Gaskon egy ficsú, de igazság szerint már komolyan a börtönben meg tudott volna ölni minket, szóval... Én nem küldöm el egyiket sem.
Drawn and quartered I should have you both. Yet in truth, I cannot do without your aid. Now more than ever. 'Tis the one reason I show mercy and forgive.
Your Grace, perhaps made with doubt, but 'tis the right decision. I shall prove it. Thank you.
Reynard and I rarely see eye to eye, but under the circumstances, I second his every word.
Oh, shut your damn traps! And I believe you're needed in the wagon train. Now!
The Queen's wish was clear and fierce. Gascon and Reynard slid off, leaving Meve to her thoughts. From the palisade's rampart, Meve gazed out over the marshlands across the Iruga. The Queen sighed deeply. She expected great challenges in Angren. She had also expected, even hoped, to find the one traitor in her midst. But two, and both her close aides-de-camp. She felt a weight upon her heart now.
Blast it all,
she muttered.
Not the first dagger I've taken in the back. Likely not the last either. Yet to pity my lot will help not at all.
From the captive Nilfgaardians, Meve learned Caldwell was at Tuzla Castle, in Angren's very heart. A small detachment would remain at Red Lobindon, while the Queen with the rest of her force set off to face the treacherous Count.
Mom, I must speak to you when you find a free moment.
Esavarut, Nordling, Netamar. Godef me ser. Esavarut, Esavarut.
I'll keep a close eye on him, Mom. Don't you fret. I'll keep a close eye on him, Mom. I'll keep a close eye.
Na jó van, hát elárultak minket, mondjuk a... Hogy hívjákra számoltam. De hogy Odó küldte a leveleket, arra nem annyira. Beszélnünk kell Isabellel.
I'm pleased to see you again, Mom. You need something?
Te hívtál.
You wish to speak with me? In private?
Yes, Mom. I've given thought to certain matters. The time's come to explain and reveal my decisions. I've not been entirely honest, but I've seen you very much deserve the truth. You're brave, wise, and above all, you've a good heart. And thus you're unlike any other ruler I've ever met, had dealings with.
Isabel, what is it you wish to say? You're starting to worry me.
I told you of Sintra and Sodden. Do you recall? It's true, I took part in that war. Yet I fought for the Empire.
What? I'm not certain I understand.
My name is Isbel ep Muirmos, of Nilfgaard. I wish I could say I am from a conquered province. I wish I had that luxury. But no. I hail from the city of the Golden Towers itself.
My, I'd certainly not expected that. Please, tell me more.
I went straight from the academy to the army, as majors do in Nilfgaard. Yet I truly believed our aim to be to build a better world. With our help, the mages, the Emperor conquered realm after realm, right up to the Amel Mountains. Yet he was not sated, and turned his greedy eyes to the north. But the north stood and faced him. I'll never forget the bloodbath he wrought in Sintra. It was unspeakable.
He sought to intimidate us. He united us instead.
Indeed. At Sodden, when chaos engulfed the Imperial army, I saw my chance to flee the madness and begin life anew. And I did just that. I never sought thereafter to rejoin my countrymen or return to my home. Instead, I stayed in the north and swore never again to use my magic to harm others. Yet I cannot stand idle as the Emperor perpetrates atrocity after atrocity. I wish to fight at your side.
All deserve a second chance. Yet from now on, there are to be no more secrets between us.
Certainly. I thank you. You've no idea what this means to me.
Good. Oh, and Isbel. This must stay between us alone. For your own sake.
I appreciate the concern, Mom. But you needn't worry about me. I've lived for some time in the north. And dare say I know how to get by.
Isbel plus? Isbel Destroyer, what?
The city of the Golden Towers. Don't think I know any soul who's seen it with their own eyes.
Did you know many common folk believe they're made of real gold, the towers? Yet they're named for how the southern sun dances off their rooftops. My family lived in the capital long before Nilfgaard was ever an empire. The city is of great beauty, was always a source of pride, turned arrogance in time. When I was but a lass, my father would take me to the grand amphitheater to watch the gladiators fight. A daughter of Nilfgaard should grow accustomed to the sight of blood, he said. For to conquer the world was our destiny.
Dreadful. You must have hated it.
At the time, I saw nothing wrong in it. I admired the gladiators for their bravery, skill, finesse. Though now it shames me to admit it.
Duty calls. I must...
Of course.
Ajajajaj. No, ilyen Isbelnek az új lapja. Valami őszintén a másikat jobban kedveltem, de ez se rossz. Gondoljatok már bele, mikor ilyen 300-akat szedek össze, meg ilyenek a végén, becsapom Isbelt, letakarítja az egész térképet. Nagyon jó. Van még erre felfelé valami? Nincs, ez az út vége. 5000 fánk van lassan, akkor valamit majd fejleszgetünk. Hagytunk el valamit? Nem, és akkor erre tudjuk majd folytatni az utat. Először erre felmegyünk.
No two ways to it. Charming this county the Blackclads granted Coldwell to rape.
Yes, a gift so lovely Coldwell could not refuse. At Dahi, it seems, wished to be rid of the Count, so as to rule Lyria alone.
I do wonder why they quarrelled.
Coldwell wished to rule by Willem's hand, and by his claim. Of little benefit to Nilfgaard, so the general disapproved.
As do I. By all means.
De hogy jutunk el akkor ide fentre? Erre fogunk eljönni. Jó, még fejlesztek valamit a sátorban. Hogy állunk a egységekkel? Hát azon is lassan dobni kéne egyet, hogyha akarunk majd berakni új dolgokat. Ezt kifejlesztjük. És akkor ugye ez növelt 200-ra, akkor azzal el leszünk. Hát ha nem olyan drága egy ilyen kovács, ott lehet csinálunk. 300 arany, 50 fa. Az arannyal nem nagyon van gondom. 50 fát, hát nem tudom. Aha, tehát egyszer tudok egyet kihalászni. Viszont egy ilyet csinálok. Kovács az nem rossz. Szürkék azok, ezeket biztos, hogy drágán lehet gyártani. Ezek fába kerülnek nagyon sokba. Elég drága lesz mindenből csinálni egyet. Na jól van. Egyenlőre ennyi, és akkor a irányító sátorban már csak egy fejlesztésünk van. Illetve a workshopban van még 4. Amihez rengeteg, de rengeteg fa kell. Jó, köszönöm mindenkinek, aki velem tartott. Innen fogjuk folytatni a következő részben. Úgyhogy reméljük, hogy azért Odó meg, vagyis Reynard Odó meg Gascon nem lesznek nagyon pórázon tartva az árulás miatt. Meg hogy elkapjuk Coldwell-t, az jó buli lesz. Úgyhogy jó éjszakát kívánok mindenkinek, és akkor a legközelebb találkozunk. Sziasztok!